We have an interesting conversation coming up with Todd Nacapuy, who is the Chief Information Officer with the state of Hawaii. That's a mouthful for a title, but I think you've changed it recently.
Yeah, one of my first acts of what I call civil disobedience was to change my title from Chief Information Officer to Chief Innovation Officer, because that's really what the governor has asked me to do. He's asked me to come on board and help change state government by teaching them how to innovate and really using technology to drive the state forward.
Maybe you can explain a little bit about your office first.
I'm part of what we call the Office of Enterprise Technology Services, and we're responsible for basically all technology throughout the state. In our world, we're called a decentralized IT organization. So really what that means is we set policy and enterprise types approach, and the departments are responsible for implementing those types of approaches.
It must be more than challenging, I think,
is.
to work with staff who are struggling even just to turn on the computer,
Right.
let alone to be aware of all the different social media facets. How are you navigating that?
We do it in a couple ways, right? We're always trying to make sure that, our employees that may not be as technology, or they may not be as up to speed with some of the technology that we're comfortable with it, that we find ways to make them, feel comfortable with it. And really, technology is just a tool. So our main principle is not to use the big stick and say, you must use this piece of technology. Really, we try to say that, look, we're giving you a new tool set. How you choose to use that tool set and how effective it can be for you to do your job every day, that's up to you. But we're introducing things like electronic signature, Office 365, a lot of different tools that enables you as the user to make your job more efficient. That's the way we get it done.
Relative to coordinating and helping people navigate the technological system of the state, that also implies social media.
Correct.
And how are you helping people learn about that and to use it more effectively?
So we have different tools that we're bringing on board as well. There's things like LinkedIn and other tools that we're using to really go out and recruit people to bring them into the state, right? So in this day and age, millennials are now the largest workforce out there. And a lot of millennials like to use those newer tools. And so we ran a pilot over the last 6 months using LinkedIn. We were able to hire 16 people using LinkedIn in a 6-month period, right? And we're able to attract people that would have never looked at the state as a way of employment. But through LinkedIn, we're able to reach a very different crowd, a very different population of people. And then it's up to us as leaders of departments to sell them about the importance of working in the state and why serving as a civil servant is so important.
Well, innovation is not only your job, but also your passion, obviously. You have some neat projects that are being implemented.
So one of the things that we're doing is a hackathon. So this was a Governor Ige's idea. He and I sat as judges on a hackathon last year, and he said, hey, this would be a great idea for the state to do. Why don't we do that? And in 3 months, we were able to pull that together, right? And so really what the hackathon is, it's a way of the state departments coming up with challenges. So what happens is each state department will issue a challenge out to a crowd. Last year we had about 300 people. We expect to have about 500 people.
A challenge is a problem or an issue.
A problem
and
an issue that exists in state government, right? We like to call them challenges. We don't like to call them problems, right? And so the State Department will pitch something. One of the things that were pitched last year was homelessness, right? And so the winning team developed the homeless app, which was able to identify, geolocate a person. You could take a picture, right? Identify them. A user could go out, as what they do in the point-in-time surveys is identify where that person is, identify services, all done through an app online that was developed during the hackathon.
I appreciate your enthusiasm and also your belief that some of us can really learn how to use the system. And we'll look forward to hearing a little bit more in the future about what's new in your office and new with you. Thank you for joining us. We've been chatting here at the Aloha Stadium with Todd Nacapuy, who is the Chief Innovation Officer with the state of Hawaii. Thank you very much.